Troy Scheer in the cafe, share it around.
Guy coffee.
What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And it's Frelin Arts, the subprime hero.
And we are brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast. And we are excited to bring you a fresh brew with an incredible dude. Pumped up about this. Do us a favor, everybody. Make sure that we get as many people involved in this conversation as possible. And tag a car guy.
Tag a car gal and share.
Get this shared around, everybody. Let's go.
Listen, folks, I'm excited to be here today. I have somebody that is somebody that I see doing some big things right now, made a big shift right now in his career and found a place, a great home for him. And it's a place that we consider a home, something that we've been part of for a long time. It's the Independent Automotive Dealer Association. And man, the National Independent Automotive Dealer Association is amazing. They're doing big things. They try to gather all the dealers together, give them information, help them get to the next level. Unity, right? And that's what it's about. Not enough love's given to that event. Not enough love is given to those dealers. It is time for us to rise up as solutionaries and bring them love. And Troy, he made that step. He's in this world and he's trying to do things. I kind of spilt the beans on who it is. I think you guys already know.
You might have seen the picture.
You've seen the picture. You've probably seen the whole play. Yeah. So you guys know who's getting ready to come up here. But he's somebody that's been doing it for a long time. Somebody that we've been watching for a long time. We've been friends. We've been connected. And I'm excited to have him on the show to talk about things that are going on in his life and of course what's going on over at the National Independent Automotive Dealer Association right now. So super pumped. Lou, are you ready to go?
Oh, man, I'm really ready to go. I'm going ahead and I'm hitting tag. I'm telling all these car guys and car gals and all these solutionaries out there to get in here because we are brewing solutions and we're talking about what is brewing with NIADA this year. And you need to get some people in there. So go ahead and hit the little buttons that make other people come in here and know what it is that you're brewing.
Now that you've shared and we're starting to share and you guys are starting to flow it in here and get it rolling and going, I am excited. Let's introduce this guy, man. This is somebody that, like I said, we've known for a while. We're connected with. Now we're having an opportunity to have him on the show to talk about his career, where he's gone and where he's going. And of course, what's happening with NIADA next week. It's a big event, folks. It's in Vegas. Hope you're going to be there at MGM Grand. Let's blow this whole place up and let's go.
Let's do this. I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up that
you're I'm always pumped up, dude.
Yes.
I feel like you the other day. You were like so caffeinated. I remember he was like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, whoa, he's on caffeine. So let's do this.
It was beyond that, man. I was on pain-free is what I
He was on
Man,
it.
that was good. But I am excited that right now we are bringing some of that caffeinated culture with the certified solutionary that we are honored to have inside of the cafe and brewing solutions with us. So car guys and car gals, help make welcome the one,
The only Troy Scheer.
Hello, fellas. How's it going? How's it going?
welcome.
I'll bet there's a lot of people.
Excited, brother.
I'll bet there's a lot of people who are glad I'm the one and only because they couldn't put up with more than one of me.
Oh.
Three of those people being in my family. And before we start, I got to being a podcast guy myself, I have to apologize for the background studio not set up yet. This switch, as you talked about my move over to NIADA, everything has been quick, so I have not gotten to really set up and do things the way I would like. So I know better.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and address how we get over little things like that, right? And when we get things going, we go ahead and we apply 3 F's, right? Instead of it not going the way that you want, and you say things like filth, flam, flarm, fudging, crack, right? Let's go ahead and drop some forgive, focus, fly on some of that. All right.
Absolutely.
So on 3, help us out, brother. Put your hands on your shoulders, and we're going to wipe off the weight of unforgiveness. We're going to focus and we're going to fly. Let's get this show underway. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Forgive,
Focus,
fly,
and keep growing. That's
Here we
right,
go.
man. That is so
Now
right.
we're ready.
I'm so excited, folks. This show is about to begin, and we're excited to talk to Troy. Troy, man, congratulations on a lot of the big moves
Yes,
you've made
big
recently,
move.
man. And it's really exciting because right now you're at a place that I consider home. We've been part of the independent world for a long time, as the last place that both Lou and I worked was the #1 independent store group in the state of Kentucky. Woo, woo. We were excited about it. We're very proud to be independent,
On the
right?
hill, baby.
Very proud. So that being said, what's going on, man? What brought you into NIADA?
Obviously we've known each other kind of bit on the franchise side.
Yeah.
And NIDA reached out to me a little bit earlier. It's probably been about a little over a month now. Actually, tomorrow is my month with the company. So it's like everything has been moving quickly and all that. But it's they reached out to me, and it was just one of those things where it's like just a good fit. One of the things I've got to say, and I've been in this the marketing industry, automotive, for about 6 years now, but in the marketing industry as a whole about 25. I have not found any place that I have been, worked with, associated clients, whatever, who have the great people that this organization has. I mean, from top to bottom, just fantastic people. And it's like when you've got, you guys know, when you've got great people, when you've got that great culture, everything else becomes very easy. Any obstacles or things that you have from a business related, it's like, man, when you've got those great people, all of that just kind of like, okay, we'll get through this. We'll get over it. So
That's right.
it's just something that I cannot speak more highly of about than the team that we got here. Just phenomenal people.
That is phenomenal, and that's the thing. They say that a rising tide lifts all ships, right? And you show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you your future. It is about who we put ourselves, the proximity of who we are around. What they do is they lift you up. When you don't have an answer, somebody in this group will, because they're all solutionaries and they're all looking for ways to grow. And that's what's going on right now at NIADA. Is they went out and they found a bunch of solutionaries and they're all doing some amazing things. Now tell a little bit about your last few years in automotive. What were you doing and exactly what brought you into going into a different world besides just being with franchise?
Well, like I said before, where I was with Binary Automotive Solutions, and that was a great thing. Obviously, we were doing the lifetime powertrain warranty program and all that, and it was just a situation where a lot happened with the chip shortages and all of those kind of things, and it was just kind of it was just some instability with that. So I was like, and like I said, it just, again, things happen for a reason, right? So it was just kind of as a place where I was looking to, understand kind of, hey, what does my future hold? It was like kind of like the, here you go, NIADA reaches out to me, and I was just like, this, I just had to make that jump. Again, it's something new, but yet still within the industry. So it's like, I'm a big kind of, independent kind of person myself. I've had, as I said, had my own business, so I get what it's like to run a business and all of the things that go with it. So I was like, this is just going to be a perfect fit. And again, once I moved over and got to meet everybody here, it was just that everything has, in the last month. And again, it's been crazy, obviously trying to kind of get your head around everything. And with convention all of a sudden happening basically within the first month, but it was just like, man, this is a good fit and a great decision. And I could not be happier. It's like I told my team, I've got, I hope to be here until the retirement age of wherever that comes to be. But, it's just been great. And they're doing so many great things. And that's the thing, because didn't know a lot about NIADA. I mean, obviously familiar in a sense, but not really understanding all of the things that they're doing. And it's like, I mean, normally when I talk, I can I've got everything in my mind and I know what to say. And it's like, there's so much going on with the convention and everything that we've got going. It's like, I've got notes spread all over here so I don't forget anything. It's kind of one of those deals where, when you're thanking people, you don't want to forget somebody. So you write it down.
Yeah.
With everything we've got going and what's happening at the convention and some of the things we're launching at convention and later this year, it's just like, wow. And you can just tell, like I said, by the people in the organization that they truly want to be able to provide knowledge and education and support for the independent dealers.
That's awesome. And that's it's evident because the independent dealers are getting more and more aware of what is actually out there. They're getting more and more of the tools that some of your big boys, I mean, and when we say big boys, right, we're really referring to franchise dealers that have access to a lot of information. They're getting their hands on those things. And that anytime that you start becoming a gateway to truth, a gateway to solutions, and a gateway to actually being able to find the way to the land of solutions, right? For whoever it is, because everybody's business is different. There's so many independent dealers, but every one of them operate their way. Every one of them operate in a particular facet. And now that we're able to start building these bridges to vendors, to tools, to technology, to tactics, right? All of that stuff is starting to make the culture be where everybody is really feeling more fulfillment out of what they're doing inside of their day. And you can feel that inside of the culture with the independents specifically, because they're starting to recognize how limited those limitations are. And people like you are helping to show that, and that's exciting. And that's really why we're here. In that you touched base on some things and about some of the background inside of your flow to getting where it is that you are and what it is that you're doing now. But help us to understand. So you were in marketing, you're in automotive, you're now NIADA, you're doing things. So help us understand, Troy, help the whole world know, what got you or what got you involved inside of automotive, inside of your career.
Well, it's funny. I mean, it was actually one of those deals where when I had my own company, and we ended up where I was before Binary, started out as a client. And, we developed a relationship there. And again, I'm always one too. It's like, what can I do to make sure that everybody is getting the absolute best service and really, like you said, the guidance and education and doing things and making sure that we take care of people, because
right.
If you're not taking care of the people, all of the other things really don't make a difference. So we made sure we took care of them back, I was basically approached by the CEO. I was like, hey, why don't you, bring what you've got here onto us? We can, help us with our marketing and kind of build things out from there and help us build our brand. So that's what it was kind of an accident, I guess. And from what I hear, it seems like anybody that is, you're either born into it or it was an accident that you just happened to stumble across it. So it was one of those.
Yeah, sir.
Stumbled across it. And there was some things too where I could have moved out of the industry, but it was like all the people that I have met over the past 5 years plus have just been, fantastic people. Like I said, it's really amazing talking about other vendors and dealers, just everything that made me decide this is where I want to live and, stay here until it's time to call it a day.
I love it.
Dude, no, I absolutely love it too. And that's one of the reasons why I think you and I connected. I think that, what you talked about was people quite a bit there. And when I mean people, is that's who you are. Your 5 years, whatever, it doesn't matter. 1 year, 5 years, 20 years, you've made an impact already. People already know who you are. People love who you are. They love what you're about, your energy, trust and believe. That's your reputation. And I love it. And that's one of the reasons why I definitely was excited to connect with you. And then when I find out you're with NIADA, I was like, oh my God, this is like amazing, right? And then of course you reached out to me, and I'm excited to see what we can do to help too. I believe that whatever we can do here at Car Guy Coffee and Certified Solutionaries, Lou and I will do whatever it takes to help you all get better and stronger too. We want to help with the marketing. We want to be part of it all. I want to be there 10 years from now to look back and say, look how far NIADA went, right? So whatever we can do, we're part of it, man. And we appreciate you. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of steps in life that we take, right? There's a lot of opportunities that we go, but the best part about all those steps are the people that were there along the way,
Absolutely.
right? I know you've had some good friends in this business. You've had some mentors. You've been a mentor, all these things, but who are some people along the way? And it doesn't even have to be in automotive. Think about your career. Think about the people who have helped you take those risks, helped you feel like that the risk was worth the reward, right? Who were those people?
I would say initially it's my wife, because that's what when we started in our agent, our company. I mean, we were 24, 25 years old. It was like, so you just jump in and go, hey, why not? And it was that support system there of just knowing we're in this together. And I think that's what we talk about with everything, whether it's 2 people or 10 or whatever. If you're in it together, you have the same goals and objectives, and that everything that you do is focused on reaching those objectives. It's amazing, because then even when you may have disagreements on things in terms of how to do it, you have that communication, because well, we are not attacking each other. We're trying to figure out how do we better solve the problem. So that was the first place, and then I had somebody who was really a mentor for me from the time I was a little kid on. He was kind of like my grandfather, uncle, not blood related by any stretch, but was family nonetheless, and somebody that I really counted on. My parents passed when I was young, so he was kind of my, the person after I got out of college that was kind of there for me as that foundation, and for a long time. And then I just met other people too in the business, just certain people that became, even though they were maybe their clients or a supervisor, whatever the case may be, that just really were like these people that I could count on to go ask questions. And I think that's what you've got to have, that, because it allows you to be open and be able to share things and be a little bit vulnerable, so that you can go, okay, I'm screwing stuff up 16 ways from Sunday. Give me a little help here and help me understand what I need to do to get better. And I think that's is a big thing. Now it's interesting, and this is kind of a foreshadowing of what, who's going to be our keynote speaker at the convention. But 2 people that I really enjoy watching is, and obviously don't have a personal relationship with them, but it's John Taffer and Robert Irvine, and guys that are completely outside of anything automotive or anything like that, but they talk about, and they too are focused on people and how do you help grow businesses through making sure you've got the right processes in place, the right systems, the right culture, that you are, respect your team and do all those things. And that's why I think is such a great thing. And I constantly watch and understand what they're doing. Gary Vaynerchuk also is somebody that I really follow a lot, because again, it's about, he always says it's about your people. When we remember that everything we're doing is about people and trying to improve their lives one way or another, whether it's, from a business perspective, or if you're selling a car to somebody to make sure that they're getting the thing that they need, whatever it is.
Yep. When
you're adding value, and you guys know I've had my Culture of Value podcast, and that's where that whole kind of concept came from. It's like, when you value people and provide value to people, the business will grow and thrive.
And I love how you tied in some incredible people. Of course, pulling in Gary V.
Love some Gary V. Big influence of mine.
Huge influencer, right? He influences a lot of people.
I would say that.
And one of the main messages that he has is always going to be empathy. If we can learn how to sell, if we can learn how to operate, if we can learn how to work together and actually have empathy towards each other, then we are genuinely more concerned about the other party retrieving and getting what it is that they want. And if that's actually our goal, then everything else is going to fall in place. Success will take care of itself.
Absolutely. And I've always said, it's like, obviously we're making money. We want to make money. We got to have money to live. But when that's your focus, then a lot of the things that you should be doing to get that actually become obstacles to that success, versus if you just, you take care of people, the money's going to be there.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Right. It's not just
Money is a byproduct of doing the right thing over and over again, right? And you
Yeah.
actually, it becomes more abundant when you do it that way. And you, it's the craziest thing. And when you stay like that, it's more fulfilling. Money matters. Yes. Don't get me wrong. I understand. But to me, it's energy. I get back the energy that I put in. So money is my energy that I get back, but I get back in a lot of ways. I get back from love for my friends. I get it back from love for my family. I get it back from, going out and being able to expel my energy out and giving to others. Right. And that's kind of the whole point of all of it. It's a cycle of give with pure intentions. Right. And when you
Mhm.
can do that, and that's what they're trying to do here, folks. And that's what NIADA is trying to do when they have these events is it's to give. They invite a lot of these vendors to come in here. They invite a lot of great speakers to come in, and of course, they want all the dealers to show up so that they can get education, right? A little bit of entertainment, right? You want to educate with some entertainment, but
edutain.
we call it edutain, right? And you want to edutain these dealers, right? You want them to feel like that they're going to go back to their dealerships with at least one solution that can make a difference for them. And that's the key. I believe that we go to these things, we need to learn. We surround ourselves with people that are exceptional because we want to learn. So don't be the one who goes to these things and just comes back with nothing. It's okay to
Got
have
a
fun.
headache.
You can't just always have nothing but fun, right? It's fun. It can be part of learning. It really is.
Oh,
Matter of fact, it's
absolutely.
more fun when you go back to the store and you have something for your staff
Right.
and how
We're all
excited they
jacked
get.
up.
Everybody is.
Yes, I got something. I got right.
Well,
You know what that's like.
I think a key that you brought up there, Fred, is talking about energy, and
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's like we're looking to drive that, and like I said, the internal team here, and in the past in life, you grow, like I said, starting out in the business, and you see things, you start really becoming cynical.
Mm.
Because sometimes on the marketing side of things, you go, okay, I'm really having to kind of really push the truth.
Yeah.
And so you get that kind of cynical feeling internally, and it's like that's what when I came here, I was like, wow. I mean, I can just feel the energy, and like I said, this isn't something I'm just as a selling thing or anything like that. I truly, it's like this was a wow to me, and I can feel that energy, and knowing too, like with this convention, it's like, yeah, this is kind of, I say this is the starting block. This is kind of where we all get everything going, but I mean, the organization, and like I said, I've been able to sit back and understand where we're going and what plans are for the rest of this year and next year, and what we're looking at. And it's like that energy is what we want to drive, the energy, the education, getting people so that they realize they're not by themselves in this, and that they've got people here. And it's like it's just an amazing energy that I feel within the organization that I think will do great things, and really, like I said, giving people that the confidence and the education, the support, all of those things that you need to have from a business perspective to
I
grow.
love that. I love that. And of course, you guys see the title I have down there. He's the director of marketing communication now, right? And so what that does, that entails a lot. That's a big part of what they're trying to do. They're trying to let people know what they're about, rebranding, a whole new look. Let's get some members in there, folks. If you're an independent dealer and you're really looking for an edge and you haven't been part of this group, or maybe you were and you left it a few years ago, it's a different place now. It's a whole different landscape. It's was good. Now it's great. I believe in, there's Jim Collins wrote the book Good to Great, and that's such a great book, right? And that reminds me of what's going on right now at NIADA. They're really trying to get that to the great level. And I think that you guys all know this. I think we feel that any dealer who's been dealing with them over the last 12 months, they've seen a shift, what's going on with NIADA. I was at the event last year in San Antonio. Awesome. We had a great time down there, Lou and I. Food, people, events. It was great. That was a show of the change of times, I believe. And I believe that this Vegas one's going to be even bigger, that there's going to be some amazing things. Troy, tell everybody a little bit about what's going to be happening. I know it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Right.
It's a 4-day event, which is amazing. It's a little bit longer event, but they're piecing it out slowly. They're not making it all one day. Here it is. They're giving you a little bit each day. What's happening?
And I think the nice thing too is from the Expo Hall perspective, it's like, everything is not always open. So if things are kind of that way, the time that you spend can be actually efficient and useful. So it's not just kind of everything everywhere. But I mean, it's the 20th through the 23rd. Obviously at the MGM Grand. So I'm going to do a little notes here, just so like I said, don't forget anything. There we go. But so the first night, actually, we've got the cigars and martinis welcome reception, National Quality Dealer Award and dinner party. Those kind of things are going on that week. Expo Hall, and the thing that's really interesting about the Expo Hall side of it is that we had that sold out. I forget how much in advance. So it's like we got the attendees are coming. obviously, like I talked about before, we're going to have John Taffer as the keynote speaker. What else we got? We got the Mannheim car auction, which is going to benefit the NIADA Foundation. So we're going to have scholarship winners. We've got scholarship winners that we're going to be announcing. Cox Automotive scholarship, the $10,000 automotive Cox Automotive scholarship.
Mhm.
Going to be having some raffles, scavenger hunts, and then you get into the Expo Hall, and then all of the educational sessions.
Yes, sir.
We got 60 of those.
Oh, wow.
So it's, we're going to have, let's just kind of look here, some of the tracks: sales and marketing, retail, buy here, pay here, lease here, pay here, service, human resources, operations, some variable operations, marketing, digital retailing.
Amen.
I mean, it's just so much that's going on. We're launching our new certified 360 program, which is our CPO 3.0. But we also have a lot more that's going to be other than just the CPO program itself. We are going to be adding. We're going to have a dealer mall, which
I just call it C3PO.
There we go. There we go. I like that. I will have to. Okay, I'm gonna steal.
You write that one down there, Troy.
Some notes from you.
Hold on a second.
I'm gonna take that and copyright it. But yeah, no. With that, I mean, we've got. It's going to have digital inspection element to it, so that's going to be part of. Once you're a member and sign on with this, you're going to be able to access that. We will have this digital mall, so basically for digital retailing, so dealers can then put their inventory up, and be able to work through it like that. And just so much going on with that. I need to get a list. I mean, it's huge in terms of some of the things that are going on. We're going to be able to have vehicle transportation coming up. Updating the reinsurance program. And we're going to launch that again. We're going to have the big dealer lounge right in the center of everything in the Expo Hall. So that's where everybody needs to come, really learn about that. I was amazed again, just seeing how quickly all these things are coming together and what we're offering. Trying to think of some other things we've got going there. Got a diversity, equity, inclusion panel, women driving change. Damon Lester, he's president of National Association of Minority Automobile Dealers. He's going to be there talking.
Oh, wow. That's
so
big.
It's like, it's just, it's almost overwhelming when you think of all the things, but the way it's set up, like you said, so that you can actually have the time to go do these things and really be there. We're launching, I think Friday officially launches our new app. So the convention app will be set, and everybody will be able to do, interact and do all the things that we do at any of the conventions, so that you can make sure you can, book out your schedule for the day, know who all the attendees are, be able to bookmark the, scanning business cards, so that way now you can really start that communication process. And then once convention's over, that app is actually going to be the whole organization app. So now that members can communicate ongoing.
That's smart. It's the same way that customers want to communicate. So why not teach dealers from that level? Why not make everything seamless, right?
Oh.
Why not make it feel like it's natural, part of your sales process, part of your living process? Because, in the craziest thing, folks, and listen to what I'm going to tell you, it's not a sales process anymore. It's not. It's a human interaction. It's a friendship process. When you're dealing with customers, when you're dealing with anybody in business, you have to learn how to build real rapport with people and let them know who you really are, because people don't just buy product, they buy people now. So we have to understand that. So being able to communicate the way they want to communicate, and I love that you guys are doing that, folks. That's huge that you're doing that part of your convention, allowing people to be able to communicate after the fact and still be able to on-go for a long time. And then when the next event's coming up, they're still communicating there.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a 24/7 kind of thing, so that they can reach out to us and ask questions.
Ooh,
and again, it's like you said, it's just that communication. And I'm a big believer, as I've always said, it's people look at marketing and it's like, okay, we want to sell stuff, we want to sell. It's not about transactions, it's about relationships.
Yep. And
this is how. And what I was just blown away by was the fact that this was already in the planning phases and being built. And so it's as I came on, I was like, this is amazing, because this is it just kind of shows how the organization is thinking, how the leadership thinks. in terms of that communication and that relationship process. It's not just, we're not trying to sell stuff. Obviously, we work with our vendors and partners and want to make sure that we make those connections. But it's not just about selling that product. It's about, like you said, how do we make sure that the right product meets with the right dealer, that they're getting exactly what they need, and then giving the education to help them, utilize those tools. Because tools without a path to work with or a blueprint to understand how to use them are just wasted.
Just tools sitting in the shed.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So and that's why I think it's important to always that, we work with our vendor partners and help them understand too, what is it that's valuable to our members? What do they need to know, so that way we're providing that knowledge. Our vendors obviously know things. So it's like you give that knowledge. And I was just talking to a good buddy of mine, Tim Hayden, yesterday, that, he was saying it's, a lot of times what happens for these dealerships is they get people coming in and just selling products, but not selling not giving them also the insight of how do you take this and make it work.
That is what we found out, and that is so insightful, and it's so true. Lou and I we've been out. We have our consulting agency, our training agency, and we go out and we do a lot of talking. And there's a lot of great products out there, a lot of them, and and even products with great people, which is what you want, right? People, products, process. They have all three of the P's locked down. The problem is that you can have that product, bring it in there, but if the dealership doesn't have the right people, the right process, then it doesn't work. It's a great product, but they're not utilizing it. They're not using it to its full potential. So to them, it doesn't work. Right. So you have to have a deeper process. That's where that relationship comes in, where you come in and have a training process that goes into that, not just a training, but like we talked about this whole event. It's not just education, it's entertainment. So you have to be able to bring training that is fun, fulfilled. That is where Lou and I stepped in. And we found a big part of the market that helps is we go in, we teach the process to the people. So when the product comes in, it's a no-brainer. You can put any product in with the right people and process. It works. So it just works even better when the product is phenomenal. That's another P word, just so you know, Lou. Got you. Give me that.
I got you.
So I quadded that P up, right?
That's right.
That being said, it's truth though. And we want to make sure that people understand that out there, that there's a lot of great vendors. You have great products. Just because you brought a product in and it didn't work, maybe you need to look at what's going on in your store. Maybe you just need to bring in somebody for a few months to teach you guys how to be able to soak that in, how to have an empty cup and be ready to have what you need poured into it so you can pour that cup back into others, right? And that's kind of what we want to teach, and that's what's going on over at NIADA. They're going to have people there. They're going to have 60 different educational classes that you can go learn things that you can take back. This isn't product. This is actually processes that you can take back and implement to your people. This way that when it's time to get your products, you can. A lot of people get worried about, this, that. Well, if you're worried about it, are your team going to do it? Then they're probably not. So I'm just going to be realistic. I'm going to be honest. There's people out there that are willing to help you get better that way too. And it's okay. The only way we get better is through practice, through people, and through, I keep going with the P words.
Come on, he's making them
right.
Stop, baby.
It does. But that being said, what I mean by all that is that get to these events, get to know people, figure out what is the best line of defense for you to be able to get to where your offense is rolling good. Because every good offense has a great defense behind it, right? And so you got to make sure that you have all that stuff set up so that you can be offensive and be on the offensive and be able to do things, right? So, you want to, but you do. And it's a great thing when you have that type of culture, and NIADA is trying to bring that for you guys. You guys see right down below, I did put the link. If you guys see it, if you haven't registered yet, but you're thinking about it, you better hurry up.
Absolutely.
Like Monday. It is like less than a week away, but it's okay. It's still open. Just come on out, guys. It's in Las Vegas. You can't miss out. It's at the MGM Grand. It's going to be a great place. There's a lot of great people going to be there. We're excited to see you all there. But
just remember, if you can only make it for a day, we've got day passes. So it's not like a situation too where you've got to come. It's like, hey, I've got to come I can get out there. I can get out there for a day. So you're not having to. So we're trying to, again, make sure that everybody that it fits. It's again, another P word is personalization. Making sure we'll roll on it. But being able to do those kind of things. But I think a key point that you brought up, it's what we're doing, and this is what really any convention should be doing is you bring your vendors there. So now, okay, as a dealer, I can go see what's out there and learn what is out there. Then you go to the education classes and you learn how to make it work. Okay, so it's like, okay, I know these are the places in my organization where I'm falling a little bit short. Okay, so now with that, I need to go see where there are partners out there that can come in and help me from if it's just a software, situation, but also then who are some of the educators that are going to be there that you can reach out to. So it's like you're at one place, learn it. Don't come out and waste your time. I was like, when you think about that, the time that you're going to put into this, it's like, make sure you're coming back and going, this isn't a business investment. And you think about when you look at education and stuff like that, it's like, okay, you look at anything online to kind of teach you about, okay, I just want to learn about marketing, let's say. Okay, well, if you want to go to a truly, well thought out, well developed class, you're looking at, $1,500, $2,000 or more.
Yep.
Just for that part. Well, now here you're coming for, a fraction of that, and being able to understand all of those areas, like we talked about, when we're breaking all these things down so that you understand all of your areas in business, that you can really now learn about your business in its entirety in one place.
I love that. And he's so right. And it's beyond that, folks. Okay. You're going to go to these classes. Let me just tell you a little something. If you've never been to one of these events, little something. You're going to go to these classes, right? And when you learn, you're going to learn some great stuff. You're going to take great notes. But what's even juicier is the conversations you have in the hallways with other dealers, with other vendors. It's those little nonchalant conversations that get deep. I mean, they get super deep because there's so much inspiration in these halls.
Would you say potential?
Potential. There's so much potential with another P in these halls that you get excited about it. It's the classes are great, but right when you get out these classes, you can go ask questions with the people who just spoke, or you could speak to people that are sitting there that are just as curious or just as excited as you. You'll find people that you're drawn to. You'll meet people that will excite you and teach you, and not only teach you, but they'll listen to what you have to say. They're going to want to get educated. This is a place of like great foundation for people. Dealers, new dealers have been doing it for a long time. If you're looking for a pivot in your life, in your dealership, this is the place to go. Even the after parties, my friends. I'm telling you,
there's another P.
Yeah. Parties. P's for party. And that's probably one of the, I was looking for another P word. That's probably one of the best things that you can go do. But the after parties are not just about the drinking and a dancing, which they're fun. But the fun part is really the conversations. Again, Lou and I have had some of the best conversations with dealers. We've built some of the best relationship with dealers, not just because we sat inside of a classroom, but because we left the classroom and we sat down at a dinner table and broke bread with them.
That's true.
Right? Breaking bread with people is amazing. We sat down I remember being at another event, and we sat down in this room and they were doing all these live show things, but it was amazing because it was nothing but car people. And we're all sitting there talking, and you just had you'd go from one table, having a conversation about one subject. You go to another one. It was all about automotive, about growth. And then if you were somewhere and they're like, oh, if they knew that you needed something, they would point to you to where to go. Hey, go talk to that guy or this gal. This gal knows this. And it's fantastic, my friends. You all have to go, but when you go, you have to participate. That's the big.
That's the big P. It's a big P. Come on.
Hey, I'm going to throw another one out at you that makes great sense. Is when you're thinking about coming, have a purpose.
Drop it.
I'm going to just walk away. That was
my
good,
goodness, man! You guys are revving me up.
We're doing it, man. But hey, this is perfection right here. So this is why. And I love this. I'm having a whole lot of fun doing this, man. And when I say fun, it's PHUN.
And I do want to mention one other thing that we haven't really talked about yet. That's part of what NIADA does is the governmental advocacy.
Ooh, I love that.
And that's our Brett Scott, who's our VP of over advocacy. He's going to be speaking. And that's something that I think we all know about, the things that are coming up with the FTC, and making sure that the compliance and all of those issues, because one of the things I found out, and we, know our good buddy Tom Klein talking about this, but it's, as a dealership, you want to make sure that you're understanding what's going on from a regulatory standpoint, what's happening in Washington, what kind of things they're doing that could either positively or negatively impact your profits.
Come on,
but with that, like I said, it's really understanding those things and making sure that you are involved and knowing what's going on, because there are a lot of things happening in Washington that are potentially positive, potentially negative, that you want to be aware, but also be able to share give your input, because again, too, as a body as a whole, I mean, we've got so many different dealerships, that may be the independent guy who's selling, he or she is selling 10, 15 cars a month, to the ones that are the big, multi-rooftop selling, thousands.
Yeah.
Come
So
on.
everything is going to be different based upon where you are. So it's like, make sure that you're there. I mean, so that, and we've got this policy conference coming up later on this year. I think it's in September. So it's like, man, while you're there, connect with Brett, connect with the staff here, and make sure that you're getting your, understanding what's happening, but also addressing your concerns. Because that's the one thing as an organization, it's just like with anything we talked before about communication. If you're not addressing your concerns and being engaged with it, we can't know. So it's like it's much easier for the membership base as a whole to reach out to us, because you're only looking at one or two people that can now easily take that information, versus us trying to reach out to everybody. And those are things too that we're building up in terms of how we are understanding our data with our member base, so that we can do the right things and message properly about certain things in a much more targeted way, things that are that may be more important to the smaller independent versus the larger, or vice versa. So just making sure that we are thinking it in those terms as well. Like I said, this is value across the board, but the only way that you really get value out of anything is by being engaged with it. You can't be a member of any group. It's like, so you put your money down. Okay, I'm now a member, but if you're not engaged, you're not gonna. So you've got to use the tools that are here, because that's what individually, our education and the people that are here are the tools to help you. But we can't know. It's that communication and engagement that you've got to reach out and say, hey, we need help. We want your help.
That's it.
That those membership dues then become super, the investment that you put. And when you see, and this is something too, is like, people may not know that when you become a member of an independent association in your state, you're automatically an NIADA member.
That's amazing.
So it's like everything that you're paying to your state, we're just kind of coming on as that bonus to help you and be able to see things in a big picture that are more maybe national in scope in terms of what's going on. So you just got to, and that's something that we're really working on too, is to make sure everybody understands that. So
that's
that, I think is a key point, is if you're a state member, you're a national member, reach out to us, engage with us.
I love that. And I didn't know that. And now that I know that, I'm going to be telling all my friends that, because that's important to know. Get with your state independent automotive association. And I'm going to tell you, because when you're able to join that membership, that gives you that, which is the local mastermind. And then you have the national mastermind amongst this, what he's talking about. Now you get that for free because you are a member of your state. And it's not necessarily free, right, but it comes part of that package.
Part of the package.
But it's worth it. The investment that you get back. People who are in these associations, their dealerships, they do better. That's just what goes down, because they have more influence. They have more.
Understand that we work with the states and create education programs with them to come help support. So we've got our 20 groups program.
I love that.
We've got our education outside of simply the 20 groups, so that the people. So it's like, we're there to help businesses grow. Like I said, there are so many opportunities. It's just, you got to be engaged.
That is it. As long as you go in there with the fact that that you got to leave with something, that the thing is like, it's important that we all have a good time, but when you go out and you get some education while you're doing this, now it's an investment. It's not just a vacation, right? And these are designed for almost like a combo, right? But the investment is the biggest part in all this. It's what do you get back for this investment? So don't go there and try to leave empty-handed. Go there and be ready. Be that empty cup, Lou. What I know you got something on the tip of your tongue.
Oh, I got a lot, especially with this P word. It's getting crazy. But seriously, the power that's available for dealers is great. But there's a big P word that's involved here, and that's participation. And that's what I hear you saying and screaming out, is it's important that you participate in what's going on, because ultimately these events can have a plethora of patches and plugs for pain points for your personnel and your processes, right? Eventually we can see that that's the case, but ultimately we need to find out why this payment that I make is perfect for my time, why it's perfect for my business. And the only way that you actually have a perfect union inside of a dance, inside of a relationship, is if you have participation on both sides. And so you can leave there very empty-handed with a big pouch of promises,
Poop.
right? Of that ultimately end up being, a big bag of poopy, right? But if you don't do anything with it, if you don't participate with it, it doesn't actually take effect where it is that you're needing it to take effect. But it's also
True.
based off of there's another P word, what pertains to you. What pertains to what's bringing the solution to your store.
100%.
They're there. The options are there for you.
Troy listed off a list a few minutes ago about all the different types of stuff that education is going to be there. And if there isn't something missing, if you are in automotive and you're running a store, you help run a store, it's all there.
Well, and here's a perfect one too that I didn't even hit. I know has been talked about a lot is technician recruitment.
Boom. That's huge. That is one of the hardest things that people are having right now. Getting that problem. How do you fix that problem? Well, they have solutions for you. Come to this event, get education. It's literally there for you. What he just said, you could spend thousands of dollars to go to a mastermind to learn the same information, if not less information that you can get from this right now. And you're going to do this in Las Vegas. Come on, at the MGM Grand.
And like I said, a lot of times it's like you're paying money and you never actually get to engage with those people again. It's like here, you've got the resource. We're here 24, I mean, not 24/7, at least personally, but we've got the websites and all the various things that we're doing there, that app that's coming up, all this stuff. It's, I equate it to like, everybody wants to go to the networking groups, when you look like in a small area or a chamber meeting or whatever the case may be. And you go, okay, we went and everybody handed out business cards. And then you go, okay, well, now I don't communicate with anybody there, make any relationships, do anything. And then, 2 months later, you're going, well, how come I haven't gotten anything out of this? Well, it's because you didn't put anything into it.
Or the right work, right? You didn't do the right stuff while you were there.
If you do absolutely nothing, because a lot, like I said, they got, I went there, they saw my face, now everybody should come, it's like.
That's not it. Dude, that's why you need a mentor.
You always hear this term, you can bring a horse to water, doesn't mean they're going to drink it, right? But the thing is that's a fact. Like, we can get educated all we want, but we need to apply. There's the man who knows everything and there's the man who applies everything. And I would rather deal with the person who applies everything, because I know that they're going to work hard, they're going to try to do things, and they're going to figure out if things work by actual application, not just by theory. Right. And theory is great. In theory is great when you can sit here and, do stuff. I'm glad people have minds like that. But can you actually apply this and make it work? And that's what I want to see. And I want to see people who apply. And that's the other side, folks. You got to come get this stuff, participate, go back and apply. And when you apply this, I'm going to tell you, it's like fertilizer for your store. It grows faster, it grows stronger. It does a million things. The key to all that, though, is consistency. And you do have to be consistent. I know it's not a P word. But it's definitely, consistency is a big part of being a solutionary. It's the most important ingredient at the very end of it, that making sure you apply all of our core values. But the consistency part with anything we do is the only way we know if it works, if it doesn't work, or if we even want to keep doing it, right? And you have to do it consistently. You can't just do it once or twice and think it doesn't work, or it does work. It might accidentally work, and it might accidentally not work. You got to try a few times. So anyway,
so let me tag on that real quick, because that's huge. So there's a lot of people, a lot of car guys, car gals out there may hear this, may see this a little bit later on the rerun, replay, whatever. But some of you are consistently never at an NIADA convention. This is consistently part of your tradition. You just didn't know that it was as awesome as we're telling you it is, right? So Troy, help make believers out of those that need to know why they need to be there. If they've never been to an NIADA, or they decided that they're not going to go back, why is it so important that this year they make it out there?
I just think, again, because all the things that we're launching and releasing, and like I said, with the app, with the Certified 360 program, just all the education. I'll say it this way: this will be my first NIADA convention conference, but I'll go on this. If it's even half as good as what I'm seeing from the planning phases, if the execution is even half as good as the planning, it'll be worth every penny and then some.
I believe that, man.
Seeing how the team is, I have every confidence that the execution will be 110%.
I can't wait to show up, man. I'm so excited to be there, folks. Be ready. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to get there. I'm going to be running around the whole event. I'm going to be hitting up different things, doing videos, recording audio and video with all kinds of people. I'm going to have my son. He's going to be with me, my friends. His name is Nick. So be looking for him. He's going to look like me, but a lot younger and way better looking. And he's going to be out there just taking pictures, doing things with us. But he is going to be, he's going to college for business. I'm excited to take him to see this side of the business, my side of the business, something that he's never been part of. He's been to dealerships with me for many years, but he's never seen me at one of these things. He's never seen what these things are like. So I'm excited for him to learn about this too, because I want him to come get education and edutainment. And I want him to go back and be able to use this for what he thinks is his future too. You know, he's going to use this as inspiration. I know it is. I know he will. And I'm excited to see that happen. You know, we're hoping that Lou gets to bring his son to one of our events later. It's another independent group one. So it's for the Carolinas, the CIADA. We're going to be there also. We're excited about going to that event. And I'm thinking that his son Gabe's going to be there, I hope. So that'll be really fun to have him there to participate and do some things too. So pumped up about all these things.
I just say this: don't ever be afraid to come out and have questions and feel, you know, that because you don't know everything, that you're not you know, qualified to be a dealership owner or whatever that you might think, or that if you're coming out and asking questions, that, you know, you don't have to know everything. That's why you have a team around you, why you have the 20 groups, why you do all this stuff, is so that you can learn from everybody else. I always said, God, if it wasn't for my team and the people that I can rely on to get information and learn, I'd be screwed. You know, like none of us know it all, and I always say, let the ego go, and come out and learn. And you know, and then when you start seeing, because of all that you've learned, those profits cranking in at the end of every year, then you go, okay, now it makes sense. But you got to keep it up. It's not a one and done.
Yeah, so true. So true. Well, car guys and car gals, if you want more information, make sure that you do reach out to any one of us. You can go call 321-FRED-LOU.
You know the deal.
Reach out and make sure that you get a hold of Troy. Find out what it is that's brewing this year. Make sure that you make the actual attempt to go shake a hand, give them a hug, give them a high five, find out what's going on. Take a little bit of time while you're having some fun. Again, it's a long event, so you have time to have those side conversations, get in what you need to fit in, and have some fun.
Do it. Look at the schedule, plan a couple things, but understand there's going to be freedom. You got to have some freedom inside there to have those conversations.
Get on your app, schedule your day out, and
there it is.
There you go.
Reach out
to who you want to meet. It's it's easy. Find out who's out there that you want to meet with,
and boom,
and reach out to them. Don't be afraid to reach out.
And they all want to help you. So reach out to them.
That's why they're there.
That's why they're there. 100%. That's what I love about these events. Why I go to as many as I can, because I soak in as much as I can, because I get to learn a lot. Because any question I have, they'll answer for me. And if they don't have an answer, the person right next to them probably does. That's the craziest part about
somebody there. We'll guide you to the right people if we don't know.
No doubt about it. Well, folks, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Once again, if you haven't signed up, right here, go to NIADA convention.com/register. When you go there, you'll see a place. It'll have you for, 3 different levels. Obviously, you're an attendee. Hit the attendee. Go for that. Sign up as fast as possible. He does have day passes also, and day passes are worth it if you can make it for a day. If you're not too far, the tickets to Vegas are not expensive. Come on in. Fly in for a day. Fly in for the whole freaking thing. I promise you, you'll be so pleased that you did. You'll learn a lot. You don't have to even leave the MGM. You could just stay in the MGM Grand the whole time. Plenty of places to eat, so you don't have to feel like you're overwhelmed. Hang out there. Do everything that you want. You'll learn a lot. There's even great shows at nighttime. David Copperfield plays in there. There's comedians in that place. I mean, there's so much stuff going on at MGM Grand. Even the Jabberwockies. Come on now. What? So you can go. So you can do all that and have some fun and go enjoy it. Come out there and see us. I'm going to be there. Lou, unfortunately, will be in. Well, fortunately, we'll be in Mexico on a beach. On the beach, boy.
Right near the beach.
Right near the beach. And he's going to have a great time down there. I'll be there with my son, having a blast, caffeinating the conference, having a great time.
Right,
I'm going to be hanging out with Troy. Some be hanging out with some other people at NIADA. I'll be seeing you dealers out there. I'll be seeing you vendors out there. Let's high five. Let's have some fun, and let's coach these people up and have a great time.
We love you all. We appreciate you, Troy. Any last words before we take this to the house?
I want to meet as many new people as I can. That's what I love about these conferences. Like I said, all the relationships that I've made over the past 5 years have all been due to these. Obviously it was not NIADA, but I know this is going to be even better. So it's like I said, come make those connections and make those relationships. You will not regret it. I promise.
100%. Well, you heard it, folks. You heard it directly from the face right now of NIADA that is on this screen, representing that brand and all those incredible people. But we want to let everybody know that if you were wondering if this incredible solutionary that's brewing solutions with us is CGC approved, well, the answer is yes.
Yes, he
100%
is CGC approved. Woo!
Congratulations. Congratulations. Now we can say, get out there, go meet him. Make sure that you brew solutions with him because he is amongst the best that are trying to upshift and uplift this industry. Make sure that if you are trying to upshift and uplift this industry, you continue to go to carguycoffee.com, brewing solutions. Right now, you can go ahead and get you both parts of the Brian Benstock brew. That was fantastic. And if you want to learn a little more about this incredible car guy that loves being caffeinated, go get you some of that. But for right now, we want to make sure that you have a great time going to the NIADA convention. What's going on, Bill? Great to see you. And everybody, go make sure that you meet Bill out there at NIADA. But Troy Scheer, it's been an honor hanging out with you today. I am Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And I'm Fred Lenartz, subprime hero.
And we have been brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast with the one, the only Troy Scheer. And we're going to head out with a Forgive, Focus, Fly on 3, everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Forgive,
focus, fly,
and keep growing. Keep growing. We love you all.
We appreciate you all.
Woo.
Have an incredible, incredible day.
Peace.
Take care.